Okay, welcome to the book talk. My name is Grace Onyebulise Biblical Grace. Okay, that's my book club name, and I'm continuing with a series that I started before. I think 2 weeks ago, cultivating reading habits. Okay, this series is to help those of us who have struggles or struggle with reading and with desire to read. So, this series, I'm just going to ensure that I help you through it. In the first part of the series, I talked about the fact that your mindset matters. So if you have a mindset that says, I'm not the reading type, it's going to affect how you would get eventually get to read, because it will hinder your interest, because whatever you say affects your mind psychologically and then comes to play in reality. Or in the second part of the series, we will be talking about finding your why for reading. Okay, I know I have said this previously, but it's something I should buttress since I am taking the series parts one step at a time. So the second step you should look at is to find your why. When you don't know your why, most of the time, the truth is you lose your passion along the line. So finding your why for reading is very key and critical to your getting back your reading vibes and your reading passion. So what is your why? Why do you want to read? Okay, your why should be unique to you. It shouldn't be about any other person. There are people who feel their why should be tied to their purpose, their calling, and blah blah blah. So they give it a lot of big name. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big why, but it just has to be a strong enough why to keep your interest in reading. So find your why. Why do you want to read? For some persons, they want to read because why? Reading helps them gain knowledge about so many things in the world. So they just want to gain knowledge. Okay? So for cultivating reading, what is your major reason for why you want to cultivate or develop a reading habit? Okay, is it because you want to learn on a subject that helps improve your career, life, and family? It's a good reason, but you have to just map it down, note it down. So I'm just giving 3 reasons that could be possible, or you could look at, that would help spur your reason for reading. Okay, so one of the ways to spur yourself is to find subjects. One of the whys you can use is to find subjects that are really critical to where you're going to, your family, career, life, business, or whatever it is. Or maybe just basically because you want to know more about the world. Okay, so that should be a good enough reason. Okay, so another way you can actually pick up interest in finding why is to pick up any interesting book. Okay, so in finding your why, most times you just need to just pick up an interest. I love to read. I want to learn to read. So I just decide I want to pick up any interesting book that will help me and sustain my reading habits. Okay, so I just want to read interesting books because I just want to pick up interest in reading. So I really don't know what interesting books to read. So I want to read interesting books. It's a good enough reason. And then there are things you should do if that is your reason, because somehow it's a bit dicey. If you now pick a book that is no longer interesting, it's going to affect your reason. It's going to affect your interest in reading. So what you're going to do now is these are the things you should do if that becomes a pointer or a way to get back your reading vibes. Picking up interesting books is dicey. So this is what you should do if that is one way you're trying to. Ask friends who read to recommend books to you. Okay, so they should recommend books to you, interesting books. Mention that you want interesting books. Mention that you want books that will catch your attention. Try to suggest to them what you want and what you want to achieve. Then when you have done that, check out reviews on goodread.com. There's an S, it's goodreads.com. So goodreads.com actually helps you. It's a place where people drop their review on books. So you have countless readers dropping their review on a particular book. Don't go for the books that have 5-star. Okay, not necessarily. What I mean to say that don't go and read the reviews of the 5-star. Read the reviews of 3-star and 4-star. They give you a critical idea of what the book is about. So when you've read their reviews, it helps you know, okay, is this a particular book I should even pick up to read? I want a book that would eventually make me to start reading. I read the story of a man who never read books. after 10 years of graduation from school. But he read just one book that eventually turned his life around and made him to start reading other books. What was the title of the book? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. For you, it may not just be the book you need. I, for one, I have not read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I read 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers. And for me, it covered the 7 habits of highly effective people. Why? Because Sean Covey, the son of Stephen Covey, just made the work so simple for me. The other one the father was writing about was so complex for me at that time. So maybe now, if I pick up the 7 habits of highly effective people, I may really, really, really love it. But then I felt the Sean Covey's version was simpler. I read it, and that was it. So another thing you should do is to buy books from us. Of course, you know we sell these books, right? So pick up books for different modes. In finding your why, there are different modes. So, for in your life, life is full of mood swing. Especially if you are a lady, there are times where you are depressed. There are times where you are happy. There are times where you don't even want a book that would make you think so critically or so deep. So you should have like 3 different books. For me, I pick a book fiction when I want to be happy, smile, and I have a lot of things on my mind that I'm thinking about. I go for fiction. Then when I really want to, when my mood is down to yes, I want to really read. Now it's not late time. I pick up that particular book that I've set for that month. Then there are times where all I just want to do is just for bullet points. There are books that they look like they are nuggets, so just for bullet points I pick them up and then get those points. So you can itemize books according to moods, so that in a particular day you don't eventually give excuse for not reading. It just helps you to fill in the gaps for your different moods, so that you don't give excuses. It reduces your excuses. So with that, it's a kind of why that you can find. Like I said, your why should be strong enough for you. Okay, your why should be strong enough for you. It should be something that spurs you. It should be something that keeps you going. It should be something that makes you have this strong belief that you want to read. So it's not about another person's why. What is your own reason? And our why is deep rooted in our hearts. We know why we want to read. It's not because another person is reading and then we want to make it competitive. But then if you really want to get ahead in life, understand that reading is a very good tool to help you get ahead in life, and that is a very good why. So find your why, note it down, and get books in line with your why. I hope this particular tip did help you. If it did, please, and you found this useful, share with your friends. Share this particular clip and video with your friends. Get them to listen to us more on our YouTube channel, and to follow us both on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you so much for listening, and I had fun sharing this. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Do have a wonderful rest of the day.